You say you haven't been the same since you had your little crash, but you might feel better if they gave you some cash. The more I think about it, old Billy was right. Let's kill all the lawyers, kill them tonight. You don't want to.
There he is, the man, the myth, the beard. How's it going, man?
Some call
I
it a
mean,
beard.
that beard is looking better and better.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, is it hot?
It's getting hotter and hotter outside.
It's gotta be hot, man.
At some point, this thing is coming off.
No.
And I tell you what we'll do. We will start again in No Shave November if we do.
That's good. That's good. Me and you both.
Okay.
And I'll do it. I'll do it. You know, now there should be when it comes off, it's got to be an event, right?
Well,
it's going to be here. We'll do a podcast. We'll do a
maybe
podcast.
maybe we
because this podcast is number 15 of 2 marks and
one mic or 2 marks, 1 mic. Let's talk about a serious matter here for a second. It's one of the things that we face every year.
You know,
constant reminder.
We start in April. You brought this up this morning on TV. As far as April is Distracted Driver Month, and it was a good segue that you said into the 100 Deadliest Days of Summer, and it is a very somber subject, especially in our current community, because McMinn County lost 2 seniors in a car accident within the last week. They were set to graduate, I think, tonight.
Yes,
tonight. And the 100 Deadliest Days of Summer is something that we focused on for numerous years. Tell them what that means, John Mark.
Well, so as we know, April is Distracted Driving Month, so we talk about all those things that applies to all of us.
Right.
Distracted driving, whether it's texting and driving, whether it's not using hands-free but using the phone itself, whether it's all the eating, putting on makeup, fixing your hair, whatever you're doing, anything that's distracted driving, we focus on that kind of as a general category. But what we have seen with this 100 Deadliest Days of Summer is that as we roll into the summertime and kids are out of school, the number of 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are on the road drastically increase, and the amount of time
they are 3 times
wheel.
more likely to be engaged in a fatal accident during this time period. And you get out of school, you're excited about being out of school, you're more likely to drive around with friends in your car. That's parents.
Yes.
That's number 1 right there, okay? I mean, friends in the car are the biggest distraction to young drivers, or friends in the car, showing videos, talking, goofing around like kids do, so...
And we have to think in terms of one of the reasons, or one of the biggest reasons, that teens at this 100 Deadliest Days of Summertime are involved in these crashes. They just lack the experienced driving.
Right.
And you take an inexperienced driver, you mix it with kids in the car, windows down, radio up, headed to the lake, whatever they're doing, excited.
These teenagers, they think they're experienced drivers. They just don't know what they don't know yet.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, they really don't know what they don't know, but they think they know it, because they're teenagers.
Exactly.
And they got the car keys, and they're out on a summer day. And really, this is to the parents, okay? This is all parent here, okay? Because the teenagers are not going to do it themselves. The parents have got to intervene. And I'll tell a quick story about my 100 Deadliest Days of Summer involving my oldest son. I was driving to my house one summer day, and I saw my son in his pickup truck with 4 people in the front seat.
Right.
Now, there was just 2 seatbelts in the front seat. And I went, you got to bleep that out, but I went nuts. And I took that truck, and I took it down to the theater at Eastgate Mall, East Ridge, and I put that truck on the market to show my oldest son, this is the consequences for you driving around not wearing seatbelts. Right. And parents, you've got to be that bitter when it comes. You have to. Look for opportunities to instruct and chastise your child. Now, there's other ways to do it. Sort of trying to sell your. I did not sell the pickup truck because my point was made, but we found this online.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good thing. Is it's important for parents to sit down with their kids and talk about the importance of being safe.
Right.
The importance of limiting the number of kids in your car. The importance of not engaging in distracted driving.
Right.
So you need to have that talk.
Yeah.
Additionally, parents, we've all faced it. I mean, we've had our share of kids.
Right.
But parents need to be a good example, and that can be
Yes,
hard.
right.
That can be hard when we're driving.
Yes.
Because what we have as parents, you know, a lot of us have many years of driving experience, and some things can become second nature that younger drivers don't have. But nonetheless, we have to be cognizant of the fact that our kids, whether they're driving age or younger, they are learning from watching us in
Right.
the car.
Right.
So we need to be good examples, and it's hard sometimes, but we need to be conscious of that. We need to be thinking about that, and what example are we sending to our
Right.
children, our young children, because
Absolutely.
they're the ones that are going to be
You're right.
vulnerable on the
You're right.
roadway
You're right.
first. While it can be dangerous for anybody to be engaged in distracted driving, it can be especially a problem when you mix distracted driving with inexperienced young drivers
Absolutely.
out having a good time.
So parents, take the opportunity to get with your kids. On our social media page, we have an opportunity to download the parent-teen driving agreement. And really, it's very simple to fill. You know, this is, if I was a parent of a teen driver and my teenager is going to enjoy some summertime driving, I would take the opportunity. If it was me, I would say, I wonder how those parents feel in McMinn County
Yes.
right now.
What
I
you
mean,
know,
and-
our hearts goes out to them.
Right.
Our prayers, they're in our prayers. I mean, what an awful thing for the community up there, and particularly the school, these parents, these children, the friends of these
Right.
kids. I mean, what an awful thing that could happen here at one of the most exciting times of a kid's life, graduating from high school. So while this is awful,
Right.
let's take this as an opportunity
Right.
to say, how can we further
Absolutely
prevent
use
this?
this as a very somber object lesson to educate our kids about how we would feel, how your family would feel if that tragedy, you know, happened to us.
Yeah, you make a good point about this distracted driving agreement that we have available, and we're going to try to give out a reward for this as well. But the good thing about, the cool thing really about this driving agreement, it allows the parent and the child to sit down and go over the agreement, and the two of you can, or however many young children you have, two parents and a house full of kids, whatever it is, with each kid, you can actually go through the agreement, and you can agree with your child the consequences
Right.
of
Yes.
distracted driving,
Yeah.
not wearing a seatbelt,
Yes, and-
speeding,
yes.
all those different
Check,
things.
check, and there's got to be consequences.
Right.
You got to have consequences for the little things, because you don't have consequences when they're not wearing a seatbelt, or you see them speeding or go through a yellow light. I mean, if you identify your child or your child's friend doing that, they must have consequences, because if they don't have consequences, it could lead to a terrible event.
So everybody should take a look at that agreement. It's really a cool little agreement, and it gives, like I said, an
It'll probably take
opportunity.
5 minutes to fill out, and you fill it out and you email it to our law firm, and you're in a drawing, a family vacation. Focus on the word family vacation, because there's two families in McMinn County that are missing one right now, a family vacation to Dollywood. So
Yes.
please, parents, get with your teenagers during the 100 deadliest days of summer, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, you know, antenna up.
I think that parents, when you look at that agreement, it's really going to be something that you can. I use this word. Maybe it's not the right word, but you can enjoy a time sitting
Right.
down with your child and going over these things
absolutely.
and come to an agreement.
Yes, right. Yes.
Between you, amongst
Mhm.
you,
Mhm.
and you know, it's a great thing, and it's a small effort that can have a huge impact on families.
This has been 2 Marks and 1 Mike.
Or 2 Marks, 1 Mike. Thank you guys.
See you next time.